Welcome back, folks. We return with game number 2 here. BetBoom taking on Xtreme Gaming, and BetBoom yet again failing at the final hurdle, falling flat. As Xtreme Gaming, some really nice comeback plays. Late game, Viper, Nyx Assassin, Io, Sven, and XXS on that Mars. Some supreme teamfight taking from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Something's off with the BetBoom ever since they got second place at Dream League. They lost last eight games. So definitely not a good sign. We've seen them also try to siege the high ground multiple times and failing to do so. Maybe Falcons broke them a little bit because they're always so close. Like, they're consistently good, reaching like top 2, top 3, top 4 at tournaments, but they can never take it. And maybe it gets into their head sometimes, because we're basically on the same patch. A lot of the same heroes, some new ones, of course, after the nerfs. But this team is consistently good, so I haven't seen them play this bad. Usually they go in, they tend to close out the games early when they have all this lead. But nice comeback from Xtreme Gaming boys.
Yeah, some really incredible stuff. Now, level 25 talent Viper, some refresher orbs on your Mars and stuff like that. Oh, hello. So Disruptor first pick, cool. He's been on the rise, looked very good. Oracle, a hero that just hasn't been seen in eons.
Good one. Oracle, great against Disruptor, stopping whatever he wants to do. So you have two abilities to stop the damage coming out from Disruptor, basically, and also dispelling his Q. So you can call it 3, pretty much. He also loses vision, so can't use the glimpse unless you have other sources of vision. It's pretty nice. I kind of like that. And it's also like, even if you get Aghanim Scepter on Disruptor, Oracle can still, in the mid-late game, save you from that. So immediately, like, this is why Xtreme Gaming is so fun to watch and very difficult to draft against.
Yeah, this was like preemptive almost, right? They're like, if they pick Disruptor, we're picking Oracle, no doubt about it. Now, previously, Oracle was used in lanes like against Warlock to dispel off Shadow Word. Here, you're saying get rid of the Thunderstrike. But additionally, Oracle is very often a combo hero, right? With like a DP or something like that, where you're able to heal last second, turn around, and heal back up. Leshrac also a very strong hero with it. Do you think that's what's required now as well? Some kind of combo piece to go with the Oracle?
Not necessarily. He's still a strong hero. You can, like, Jinkyu plays this hero, so they can play it as 4 as well. He loves to kill steal, loves to have a lot of farm. So I could see that happening if necessary, but DY also plays it. Maybe they want to lane against Disruptor, so he loses value. Nowadays, you max Q on Disruptor, which gives you ton of damage. Like, this team is just insane. Like, look what they're doing. Like, what is this?
It's good, isn't it? Like, no matter which lane your Disruptor goes to, he's gonna get countered.
I mean, Disruptor's stocks has been rising recently. Already said, max Q deals insane amount of damage, 750 with the shard and talent. You can use it twice on the same target, but they're not allowing Disruptor to play the game.
But this is like the old, enemy has picked Batrider, therefore we pick Oracle Omni-Knight kind of deal. They're going to pick Slark next or something. What's freaking happening?
So that's
Shadow
one way
Demon
to deal with Oracle and Omni-Knight, dispelling their abilities.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, just don't let them use them. And SD has been a pretty good all-round supporter as well, in general, with the saves, the catch capability, and just solid all-around laning. The third pick for BetBoom. What are we going to see here? Sven. So Disruptor Sven, Toronto, Tokyo, and Nightfall have their heroes more likely than not.
More dispels to come out. Sven with Aghanim Scepter does apply Dispel with the Stormhammer. He even applies the Stormhammer if you don't have the Superman mode on, so you can just cast it. So Guardian Angel dispellable, Repel also dispellable. Interesting. Like, they prepped something, but you also left Shadow Demon in the pool. You left Sven in the pool. Now I want to see how they're going to deal with it. There's a lot of heals, though. If they manage to get the ulti off from Oracle, Omni-Knight, like, gets the Guardian Angel. A lot of heals to come through. Interesting overall picks to come out from Xtreme Gaming.
Yeah, they are a super fun and quirky team to watch.
Yeah, most definitely. Lifestealer again banned out by BetBoom.
Oh,
You don't know
this is-
where this hero's going. Like, it could be... It's not the best monkey carry game. You're, again, playing against Shadow Demon, Dispel, Sven, Dispel. You can easily get Glimpse back. You have Vision on you. With
So
Disruptor's
probably a
Q,
4.
unless it gets dispelled.
or maybe not. It must be a core now, right?
It's a core now, yep. You can still put it maybe mid, but... this is just weird drafting by
Right.
Xtreme Gaming. You pick Clockwork, you pick Monkey into Disruptor, you initiate, you get Glimpse back. You can't Glimpse everybody, but I don't know. Even Monkey, like, he gets dispelled by Shadow Demon, so doesn't have Jingu stack, constant dispel, so he's not gonna get that. Warcry is good against
just need-
Monkey.
We just need Disruptor to have a level 25 talent of AoE Glimpse. You know, we gave it to Dragon Knight. We've got AoE Surge on Darks here. Just Disruptor AoE Glimpse. 5-man Glimpse them back into a Sven stun. But this really is kind of interesting drafting from Xtreme. You know, I can't tell you if it's good or bad. Getting a read on this is impossible because new heroes, interesting setup of where they're putting lanes, what they're doing here. I don't know, is this a preset draft that they've thought of? Are this heroes that they're just saying, hey, let's play this? It is so different to what we've seen before.
Yeah, hard to guess.
BetBoom is just like cookie cutter.
I think Oracle has been probably theory crafted about how to counter Disruptor. And then you have Omni Knight, but Shadow Demons left in the pool. They also had to ban Doom. Maybe they thought BetBoom will ban Doom for some reason, and they will have one extra ban to remove SD, maybe even remove Sven. But now they had to remove Doom, and you are kind of stuck. I like the idea, like all this healing, you drop down on top of Monkey King, one big guy that just stays in the middle of a fight forever.
Oh, now Beastmaster for BetBoom. Doesn't know who he's going to be laning into. Beastmaster Shadow Demon. Well, I guess you've maybe got an inkling that you're laning into Oracle, and you can just keep sending balls at him, throw some axes at him.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I guess BetBoom are also in the same boat as us, right? Looking at this and thinking, God, what are we meant to do here?
Even more healing. They ban Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light has been seen a lot of play at the Elite League. A lot of bans to come out. Mostly has been used as 23-24 pick. We haven't seen him being played so much from the support role. It's more about this mid-coddle, get the tempo going, provide the heals, maybe get the Aghanim Scepter, Octarine Core, these type of items to keep them in place. I don't know about the Clockwork. I'm just a little confused by what this little fella is gonna do.
It's going to turn out to be like a mid-Clockwork or something. Like they're going to do something funny. A funny little fella, funny little strategies. You know, I kind of just want Jinkyu to be playing Monkey King. To give him the Monkey King, go snipe couriers, and have a bit of a laugh, do what you want to do.
Again, they're putting themselves in a spot where they could potentially lose the laning stage with this Clockwork, with this Monkey. I mean, if they run Omni Oracle lane, it's a super strong lane. Like, they're going to be getting kills, but if they run Omni Clockwork, same thing as in the previous one, 2 melee heroes into Disruptor Sven. So I think Oracle should be played by Jinkyu just to have a little bit more lane presence in their off lane.
Okay.
And then DY Clockwork, this has been his stable, but then again, you have Clockwork paired up with Monkey King, not your usual pairing. XM needs to find his hero, and so does GPK.
And it's another game, I guess, looking at a different way where Xtreme Gaming have multiple carry heroes, right? We have that Sven and the Viper, the backup carry of the Viper, really helped the Sven out in a lot of those team fights. You know, Omni Knight is no slouch. We're not sure what build he's going for, but we've all seen this. Echo Saber, Shard, you know, Harpoon, jump and slay people in a couple of hits. Kind of deal with that massive damage out of the Hammer of Purity. Monkey King, of course, we know how much he can do with his Wukongs and right-click power. Something here that BetBoom could struggle with. You know, the solo carry Sven right now. I'd love to have GPK pack a punch. Tons of control with your offlane and your 2 supports. The Viper banner now into a DP, so that gives them real defined tempo Beastmaster and Death Prophet very good at pushing. Sven, Disruptor, SD good at fighting. So they should come out the laning stage here with goals already set in stone.
Their burst damage is not there. Maybe XM Lina. Yeah, it's a classic one against Death Prophet where you needed to have some kind of burst. Was a little worried. I like BetBoom's draft a lot. Like Xtreme Gaming draft is weird, so it's gonna be Jinkyu playing Clockwork in the end, and DY on Oracle. Interesting.
Arme Monkey.
I just have a lot of question marks on top of my head, because something that Dead Prophet struggles with is sometimes she is burstable, but with Shadow Demon, Demonic Cleanse, Sven's Warcry, armor, sometimes she needs a little bit more armor to survive. It's a pretty good Dead Prophet game. I feel that Dead Prophet is going to own, but also we should not underestimate Xtreme Gaming. Maybe we don't understand it right now. I think the way they play is pretty similar to how old LGD Gaming, PSG LGD played when they were like a year ago, 2 years ago, when they were on top of their game, where a lot of drafts didn't make sense until you see them being played out, where you're like, oh, okay, that's why. And this time around, I have the same feeling, but this could also be a disaster, something that Xtreme Gaming loves to do. It feels like they love to play these like very 50-50 matchups where it's kind of difficult to choose. It makes sense to them, but to a lot of viewers, like this is pretty new. Like we haven't seen anything like this.
Yeah, they're really kind of finding themselves, trying to figure out, what their own meta is, what kind of heroes they can play and pull out. Some interesting tech here with that Omni Knight and the Oracle. I'll see exactly how they do. I think that's a good comparison as well to the old LGD, because it's felt like they're very good at picking their moments where it's like, okay, laning stage completely failed, mid game completely failed, but all they need is that one perfect smoke gank where it's like team fight into objective and then they're back in the driving seat. This could be one of those games. We'll find out though. BetBoom absolutely starving for a victory. They need wins right now. They're looking pretty bad here in the Elite League so far, dropping tons of games, and up against Xtreme, who are no slouches. A victory here would do them wonders for the morale for BetBoom. Find out how it pans out though. Game 2 here. Xtreme Gaming against BetBoom team about to take off. As Xtreme with a quirky draft. Weird. Wonderful. We'll find out how their Dota gets played out against the much more standard push strat, snowball strat from BetBoom around this Beastmaster, Death Prophet, and the Sven. Very, very defined timings, very defined kind of style that BetBoom should be bringing here.
XM Lina, never underestimate this hero, but they have so many. Like, one thing that Lina doesn't like to play into is heroes that can get on top of her. So Sven with the Aghanim Scepter, it's so hard to protect against that. You need like Hurricane Pike, maybe a Lincoln Sphere. Rest of the team needs to play around you. Then you have a Beastmaster. Glimpse ruins Lina unless she can keep the distance. In terms of the front line for Lina, they have good stuff. You have this Monkey, you have Omni Knight, and also Clockwork. So I'm not too worried, but I could also see Lina failing. But I've also seen a lot of XM Lina games where he can go two different routes, whether go for the magic build to instantly delete the heroes, or if he wants to go more right-click oriented build.
It just has to make sure that in these fights he's kind of skirting and around the edges, staying in fog. He cannot be that first point of contact. You need these beefy boys in the front lines to do that job. They do get a little bit of info early on. Radiant Observer Ward sees the dire one in the mid lane get placed. Potential here, yeah, for Xingqiu to come in and deward it immediately. That's going to be Death Prophet against Lina, where I guess Xingqiu getting the golden experience there means Lina won't have that bigger advantage to rush towards the bottle. But a good start from Xtreme Gaming nonetheless. And they will move up top. So Omni Knight Clock against the Disruptor Sven. And the opposing side is a Shadow Demon Beastmaster versus Monkey King Oracle. Already aggression bottom lane. Good banish. Make sure the Jingu stacks don't get built up by Arme. Already had 2 up on Miero, and that Fortune's End was flying. Now, is this where you think about lane swaps, or are you, like, as XG, do you want Oracle against the Disruptor no matter what?
They knew that it's going to be Toronto, Tokyo playing 5, so I think they just keep it this way. I maybe expected Oracle to be played as a position 4 in this one, to put more pressure, have that Dispel mechanic early on. Omni Knight can also get Repel on level 2. It's 80 mana, so it's not that good of a trade. It's 80 mana for 125. Jinkyu putting in some good damage onto Nightfall.
I do turn and try and get the damage back onto him. Xinkyu's going to be there near the Lotus Pool. Could go and grab it. It's down the bottom, save, trying to press forward into this Oracle. DY. Yeah, not quite as passive as the IO. Oracle, especially at level 3, tremendous amount of burst damage comes out of that Purifying Flames, which, again, just talking about that, you know, experience versus expectations kind of thing. You've not seen Oracle in play for a while. You've not laned against it. Oracle, very good against Beastmaster because he can snipe boars at level 3. And then potential kill threat here as well is pretty huge. It's just that level 3 mark is what they have to get to.
I also don't think we've seen combination of these heroes, I would say, even in the past 5 years. Like, these combo, that maybe we've even seen 4 of these heroes. Because Clockwork, he hasn't seen much of a play. Oracle, Monkey, these are like Omni Knight on top of that. So, yeah, bit of a weird draft. Jinkyu, Rocket on level 2 to secure some of these creeps. Putting some extra damage, have a bit of a global presence. I don't think it's gonna be him hitting the rocket from a different side of the map, getting the kill. But Toronto, Tokyo, it's difficult to play Clockwork into Disruptor. Like, you hook shot in, you get close, you get glimpse back, so a lot of that is nullified. And as you start to get more levels, Omni Knight will put more pressure onto Sven. Nightfall, you know, level 1 stun. This is not a killer lane for them by any means, and Omni Knight playing into melee hero feels really good.
Yeah, not a lane you can kind of leave Nightfall to be alone in. Toronto,
No,
Tokyo,
definitely not.
Going to be changed to this lane for the majority of the laning phase, if not all of it. Which does mean we're going to have, you know, kind of flat 1v1 in the mid lane, GPK against XM. Death Prophet coming out on top
difference.
by a couple of waves, yeah. Oh, down at bottom though, hang on, Arme. Protection from DY is coming through, but the illusions, the hawk, the boars are following. Boundless strike to keep them back. BetBoom thinking about continuing the dive under tower, but gets cut short.
5 Shadow Poison stacks on him. About to take 380 damage. He could have popped him, I think. He could have gotten the first blood. But maybe he didn't see Ame and thought, okay, there's going to be Fate's Edict, so, or maybe there's going to be Dispel, but you still keep the vision of it, so interesting.
Yeah, not too sure. Yeah, and I guess I was talking about level 3 for Oracle. He has to go for this value point in Fate's Edict, doesn't he? So won't have that second Purifying Flames for the big damage output.
Jinkyu helping out XM in this mid lane. Maybe that was call from XM to bottle 2 of those, and now XXS in trouble, leaving him alone. Can he get another heal off?
No.
He'll deny himself.
Die to tower. Drag Nightfall away from the creep wave for as long as possible. But yeah, you're right. Water runes for Lina. Bounty rune for Clockwork. Comes up top and, you know, try and hold that wave at the tower for his Omni Knight to return. Doesn't want to take too much damage here as the Clockwork, though. He's pinging it out saying, hey, guys, need a little bit of assistance over here.
He also can't TP in, because he could be glimpsed back, so XXS had to TP to tier 2 tower and walk here. That's why Jinkyu was kind of panicking and instantly glimpsed him back. This is where Clockwork becomes annoying, usually, but not against Disruptor. Level 2 Battery Assault, he connects onto the support. Most of the time the support would die.
Arme spent his Boundless Strike down bottom. Immediate pings from BetBoom. Maybe thinking, sensing they can play aggressively, but it looks like lane control is what they're aiming for. A save with a pullback on that catapult wave. And a pretty fresh ward here watching over Arme and DY right in front of their tier 1. Giving BetBoom some very solid side lanes on top of that. A mid lane victory. And Lina has caught up a fair amount. Still, you know, tons of denies there for the Death Prophet, but Jinkyu's little help definitely worthwhile. Monkey King gonna jump on the Shadow Demon down bottom. Stacks of Jingu up there for Arme. Rocket Flare gonna help out with a little bit of slow. Oracle. Here's the trade out for Miero though. And Xinkyu is like so good, you know? He's assisting from across the map. Rocket Flare right on target. Toronto Tokyo is going to move into this mid lane.
No cogs. If he has cogs, that's set up for LSA. Even Laguna Blade, because he had 8 magic stick charges.
3 heroes needed to deward. Toronto Tokyo was there ready to deny it. And Xinkyu and DY is like, nah. That's our observer. Now, Omni Knight starting to get a little ahead of Nightfall. Oh, but Arme down at bottom. The opposing side lane. Bound Strike and the help from his supports. Laguna Blade from Xtreme and the kill on Miero. Arme baiting the Beastmaster in under his tower. Immediate response from BetBoom is to run up at top lane onto XXS. Try and catch the Omni Knight, but look at that, just 1 purification. It's level 3. Burst damage and heal onto both melee range targets, and he's got repel to get away from the glimpse.
That's nicely done. It's a lot of turnaround potential when you have Omni on your team, and you have Monkey. You're gonna have Oracle as well, so they can just wait until there's gonna be initiation. Of course, there will be some dispel mechanics to come out, but need to see more of XM. I think this time around we might look into more magic-oriented build to come out from him, because he wants to delete the heroes.
Alright, just get that immediate burst. I mean, you've got 2 physical damage side lane cores as well. You probably don't need to triple down on the physical damage. Go for a bit of that magical. Xinkyu, XXS. Trying to contend with the glimpse, and the Hour of Purity goes right over the cogs to get the takedown.
Nicely done, and here comes DY. That's big if they can get this kill. No battery.
The 2 of them.
Cogs in a
Any
second.
more slows? Any more stuns? Go on. Xinkyu's going to catch up to this with a battery assault and a cogs with a rocket flare slow. The blood grenade as well. Can't quite get there. Nightfall with the war cry.
I think if he keeps chasing without using rocket on the creep wave, maybe there was a play. His tranquil boots are coming off cooldown in 4 seconds, so he would get the extra move speed. Maybe catch him up. Toronto Tokyo. Battery assault. This time GPK is around him.
Spirit Siphons. Trapped in the cogs with the DP and save. Comes in from behind as well. And Exo's going to get used here by GPK. Looking to pressure this mid-tier 1. Looks like XM's Lina a little afraid of where the BetBoom supports are and where they're coming from. And does spot out the Shadow Demon in the jungle and drops save to 100 HP to get taken out by DY's Purifying
It was
Flames.
all Oracle.
It was all him. And now XXS going to repel up and chase down GPK. Arme misses the Boundless Strike though, so they have no follow-through. Poor dear.
Difficult kill to get. He still has Exo running. His move speed 390. I don't think they catch him anyway. Toronto Tokyo. JNQ pushes him out. It's such a pain in the ass to play Clockwork against Disruptor.
Just being halted every move you make. A fair amount of space here for the Beastmaster. Got his double bores out. 4,300 net worth. Looking pretty good down here as he closes in on the Helm the Dominator. 300 away after the Arcanes and the Wand. Doesn't get the tower kill though. Xtreme Gaming again, good movement back and forth just to come back and defend their objectives. And at the same time looking at top rune, but it spawns bottom. Xinkyu and XM. Unfortunate.
So far, so good in terms of lanes for Xtreme Gaming. They managed to rotate to the mid lane. Multiple heroes stop for Exo from killing the tower.
Yeah, in that situation, top, Nightfall kind of scared to show on this lane. You know, in a raw 1v1 against the Omni Knight, he's not too happy. And if Omni Knight brings any friends, you know, Nightfall's going to be pretty upset. XM just farming large camp nearby that top lane, so could be available for a fight if it all kicks off. Nightfall just pops God Strength in the lane. He's like, Okay, Omni Knight, I can't win this 1v1 normally, so I'm just going to try and shove the waves as fast as possible. Get the hell out of this lane.
Starts to play aggressively on him. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that has to be fake. But what they're doing is they're making a rotation in the bottom lane. They want to use Primal Roar one more time. Shadow Demon's still level 5, so no Dispel available.
I like that from Nightfall, though. It does go and get an Ancient stack as well with that God Strength. But yeah, very, very apparent that Nightfall cannot lane against this Omni Knight right now in a 1v1. And XXS will have Echo Saber pretty soon as well. In the meantime, Xtreme Gaming, again, coming bottom to defend the tier 1 push. Good read, it seems, from BetBoom. Get themselves away from this smoke rotation from XM. Mission Q going to get slowed down a touch here, trapped in his own cogs against the boars and illusions. Looks like he'll be okay, especially with the backup of the Oracle. Glimpsed into the static field.
Help.
And finished off with the poison. Not quite enough help there for him.
Yeah. Can't dispel that one, so that's a bit of a bummer. Maybe you can try to use Fate Searing, but that has already been thrown earlier. And as you said, XXS farming this Echo Saber has that 1 point in Repel, valuable point, and putting pressure onto the tower. I want to see the power of this lineup. I want to see Monkey King hitting multiple heroes, dropping low, then getting like Guardian Angel, Oracle ulti, then landing a big Boundless Strike, going back to full HP, and then they reset, maybe throw Repel on him. Ame has been in this bottom lane for a really long time, but the tower's still gonna drop.
Bottom tower has fallen.
And down it goes. Still not at his Maelstrom yet either. 400 or so gold away from it. It's one of these games where, you know, I'm prepping myself for these team fights and thinking, you know, what's the order of operations? How do we start these fights? Like Roar into False Promise, the Dispel, the Repel, the Glimpse, the Static Storm's going to cause problems. Does BetBoom have enough staying power? You know, the duration of God Strength, the duration of Exo, can they keep fighting through those against all the heals? Do you want a back and forth fight?
If they don't get stuff done during Exo, God Strength, I think they lose these fights in the prolonged team fights with all those heals.
Yeah.
And Omni Knight, I think you mentioned it during the draft. This hero is insane. If it comes down to like mid and late game, you get Echo Saber, pick up the shard, get Kanda, and then Hammer of Purity attacks, heals you back, attacks. It's just like insane what it does. Like you basically one-shot people.
Yeah, just do a quick little double tap. Yeah, just whack him down. Disruptor and Shadow Demon also very squishy supports. You know, once XXS has this shard, blink, and I'm assuming he goes Harpoon.
Yeah,
Usually-
you do.
Usually like Harpoon into Kanda later, right? So it's kind of 30 or so minutes in, Omni Knight becomes an absolute DPS machine. Just insta-kills people. BetBoom, smoking up into the Radiant Triangle. Maybe trying to find XM, who had been here farming previously. Only finding Shinkyu's Clockwork, who cogs up with Glimpse and Demonic Purge. All needed to kill him off. Probably gives away the high ground observer ward they've got, but a kill is a kill.
Q is struggling again to find anything done. There was no hook shot attempt so far. 14 minutes, only level 6. There is XP rune to be picked up, but having a difficult game.
Everyone else is hiding in the fog, right? If we looked at Dire Vision, Oracle and Monkey, they're holding hands in bottom jungle. They're not seen. XM has been farming Ancient Triangle and then these 2 or 3 camps in the jungle. He can't be seen. He's in the fog. Same
He doesn't have a
XXS.
hero to play with, so good luck. Do something on the map. Don't maybe die, but try to get something done as well. Because right now, they are in the farm mode.
He was trying to stack Lacoste. He was trying to get something done. All he can do is stack as a Clockwork. Oh, he's going to get a D-ward. Oh.
There it is. That's something.
Huge plays. But seriously, yeah, you're right. What can he do? He's kind of wandering around, trying to find his place. Potentially now with an Echo Saber and XXS, he could play in towards the Omni Knight. But I think the onus is still on BetBoom to make those initial moves. The pressure has to come from them. DP and Beastmaster are the ones that want to be taking objectives and controlling the map. And
Big
Xtreme
timing.
Gaming, the ones that have to kind of respond.
GPK, once he gets Exo level 2, that's 16 Ghost, the Ghost double. So pretty massive. And you also have Helm of the Overlord now finished. So BetBoom, they feel really strong. There's no BKB yet on Nightfall, so for now they're playing as 4, but let's see how the fight's gonna go. If they get some of these big spells to try to turn it around, Xtreme Gaming lineup, like they're made to counter-initiate rather than getting the kills on their own. And Jin Q farming the jungle for now. This guy is just insane. Like, Aghanim Scepter straight away. 1 Null Talisman, 1 Fairy's Trinket.
Yeah.
Amplify some of that damage.
It really is Xtreme Gaming coming into this series and saying, hey, we don't care laning stage. First 20 minutes is just garbage, waste of time. We want to scale late game and, like you just said, counter-initiate. We want you to fall into our trap. It's just an entire mind game of trap setting, baiting, and then playing into it. And maybe now, onto this move with Nightfall getting caught out in the Wukongs, Save has actually saved the Sven a little bit, but the Light Strike Array is there with the setup. Now they move on to the Lina, though. The heals coming out from the Omni and the Oracle allows XM to stay alive and try and TP out of here, surviving back in Fountain.
Back to full HP almost.
Aggressively back onto Toronto Tokyo. The Monkey King, where's he moved? Glimpse down, killed off. Miero gets the kill. 2-for-2 trade, a very even fight.
Yeah, I mean, if you're left alone in the middle of EXO, that was also EXO with Arcane Rune, and then you have a Beastmaster with all his summons, it's hard. It's like overwhelming damage that they couldn't heal through, and Jinkyu, while all this was happening, of course, farming the jungle, not contributing anything, maybe a rocket. He dealt 177 damage with 2 rocket flares.
Oh, missed his hook shot. Miero looks like he's out of there. And the Thunderhide's still going to work on a Clockwork. It looks like he's going to get the kill with Nightfall arriving. Miero gets the takedown. Now Stormhammer coming in onto Lina.
Jinkyu baiting him in.
Where did she go?
We did say that Lina doesn't have good time against Sven, against all these heroes that can close the gap. Get on top of her. Save. Finds another one. With the Blink Dagger. First item, Blink Dagger. Very interesting build. He had mana boost queued up at one point, but since Miero got those mana booties early, he didn't feel like he needed to get it immediately. So, Blink Dagger. I think he has one job most of the time. Use that ulti on Monkey King so that he can get Jingu stacks and he also can't move in the middle of a fight.
Get him stuck in the mud. A bit of dewarding from Xtreme Gaming, clearing out both observer wards that BetBoom had placed in their triangle. XM, we see there, and on top of Boots of Travel, has that Aghanim Scepter, Shard, and Lens coming up next. No defensive item, and yeah, you said it's a difficult time against this Sven and Disruptor. XM has really got to toe that line on the edge of the fights in the fog. Utilize all the saves and the heals that Omni Knight and Oracle bring. But now BetBoom have another big timing. Sven BKB is here. About to get to 20 minutes. Could think about a fight into Roshan. Or is it a minute until daytime? Like, it would be so nice if BetBoom could, play top, get tier 1, force a fight, go Rosh. But they're probably going to have to pivot down to the bottom right-hand corner a bit.
It's more about buying time. Again, for Xtreme Gaming, they can't really fight right now, it feels like it. Even though we've seen some good fights in the last minute or so, but it feels like they don't necessarily want to take those fights. They maybe want to get a kill, but if they get initiated on, they will take a fight. But they need to be ready with those counter-initiation items, counter-initiation abilities. Machine Q farming his Aghanim Scepter, or at least trying to.
Where are you going?
Here.
Where are you going? An entire squad. Oh, hang on, XM. He's in trouble now, hey? Lina gonna fly over the trees. Oh, getting into the fog, hiding away, turning and killing off Save. Blows up the Shadow Demon, but now stuck in the Static Storm. Miero will come in with a Roar, and Nightfall with that God Strength just claps him. GPK found DY in the back end of the fight as well, so 3 in a row just for the price of a Shadow Demon. BetBoom feeling so good here in game 2.
They did in game number 1 as well. It's just that they couldn't close it out. This time around with the heroes that they have, I don't think they should have problem sieging the tier 3 tower. Monkey's in.
Ame in. Hookshot not quite landing. Miero out of there, half HP. Nightfall with his BKB destroys Q.
Ame got sent back. Ame Ame's gone, and now Jinkyu's dead, tier 2 gone. BetBoom feeling themselves. I think it's time to maybe try to get Roche with next Exo. Maybe even you have enough damage to take it by force. Inner Beast. Damage that comes out from Sven, and the GPK again. Tipping save. They love to tip each other when things are going well for them.
Yeah, definitely feeling themselves. We shouldn't curse it, huh? We shouldn't praise BetBoom too much. Just let them have that moment. Rocket Flare sees them roaching. Nothing XG can do about it. XM out on the opposite side of the map, trying to cut waves and clear things out. Currently under dire vision, though. This could be a little spooky as the TPs start to come in and BetBoom amass their forces.
GPK is so tanky. Kaya Sanj going into BKB has a casual Witchblade, so deals a lot of damage, slows them.
Repel, Roar, Ame with some big hits. The Static Storm dropped on Monkey King. Spirit Siphons, but the heals and Guardian Angel arriving. XXS trying to frontline. And Xinkyu, he's found an opening here with XM on to save. BetBoom, how many times have we seen this? A team ahead gets Roshan and just immediately loses a fight.
They didn't expand anything in that fight. There was no Exo, no Roar used, no God Strength, but they still couldn't take a fight. Xtreme Gaming picked them off. This is the first hook shot that actually gets them the kill. I'm gonna continue to farm up. Jinkyu wants his Aghanim Scepter, one component away after finishing off this creep wave. I think fights are gonna be different now. Sven has Aghanim Scepter, so the spell mechanic on his Stormhammer. Say goodbye to your Fate's Edict, to your Guardian Angel, your Repel. Jingu stacks pretty much everything.
Even the Purifying Flames, right? So you just, if you flame someone, you just damage them, and then you get rid of the heal. There's a lot to dispel. And Nightfall gonna try and utilize it immediately. Again, this Dark Observer ward up in that top jungle. Spotted the Oracle out on his warding mission. They've also caught XM down in the triangle. Valina shredded by Nightfall. And DY's Oracle just getting chipped away at by a pack of centaurs and boars. Beastmaster following through. Not even the Reign of Destiny could save the Oracle in that one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Omni Knight still farming up. XXS in this bottom lane. Trying to get to his Phylactery first, then into Conda. And yeah, can't really do much. It gets immediately dispelled, so he's gonna drop. They will need some Linken's Tears. It's a really good Linken's game. It's just like how you're gonna farm it. Great against Glimpse, great against Demonic Purge, Roar, Sven Stun. The thing is, there's not enough gold on the map, and look at the BetBoom, the aggressive wards that they place. They have one in this bottom part of the jungle, one showing the triangle behind the tier 2 tower, and also a little bit of a vision if they decide to go and try to farm in these outer rings, so that's gonna get scouted. So this should be another tier 2 tower. They need Omni. Maybe they can try to start a fight, but yeah, this tower goes down so quickly. XM wants to maybe try to delete one of those heroes. GPK definitely not in that trash hole to be deleted, and he's also holding on to Aegis.
2 lives, 2,500 HP. But this is absolutely the way that BetBoom should be doing it, and probably want to do it. A nice confidence boost if they can finally manage to convert a lead into a high ground push into a victory. As XG, you get XM out of there. Over the force field, Ame jumps over the trees and then back away into his base. XM glimpse, Stormhammer comes. Lina being focused, but the false promise is there. There's time and space, but is there enough heal? Can they get the Lina back to full with Guardian Angel and the heals? They cannot do it.
He didn't use Purification. There was no Purification to come out from XXS. I mean, all the heals are doubled.
Now
so
Roar?
I think that would save them.
In onto the Monkey King. Another Guardian Angel. A BKB up. Wukong's going to come out. They've rooted up 3 inside the Golden Dragons under the tower. Oh, but they can't finish anybody off. The control is lacking. Hookshot whiffs. Hits Ame instead of Sven. Nightfall going to turn and clap down Jinkyu, while GPK still reasonably tanky and dealing with the Omni Knight easily. Multiple lives still left here for BetBoom as they come up to the high ground, breaking tier 3 and potentially finally finding a victory. GPK just wants to die and use the Aegis to come back to full.
Yeah, you can see the power of Xtreme Gaming's lineup, but yeah, they haven't been using some of the spells properly. Hook shot misses, connects onto Monkey King instead. They've been using this repel very nicely, and also Guardian Angel, because they're waiting until Sven goes in, stuns, and then the Guardian Angel drops, so it can be dispelled. But the thing is, you might just get two-shotted by this one, especially when he finishes off Daedalus. So,
Yeah.
Exo up and running. They want to take another fight. No Wukong, however.
Oh, the rocket flares. The rocket flares are coming. The vision, the damage, the slow. BetBoom gonna retreat. Lacoste. Melee barracks.
Maybe
200.
it's gonna happen again. I feel like if they get another round of items, if Ame manages to farm his Aghanim Scepter, the one who's really struggling is XM. Like, he's not doing much. He needs to keep the distance. He's also a bit under level 16 only. But the Kanda's the big one. The problem is because Omni isn't really jumping in and dealing that damage. He's more playing like defensively, more as a support Omni. Scan did connect. Nightfall, maybe Xinkyu can get a hook shot, but doesn't seem like it.
It's just so nice to see them, be behind, potentially almost lose their top lane in barracks, and then realizing, hey, we can smoke out, get into a position where we have opportunities, place some high ground vision, get some deep wards, maybe find a snipe, and then play into the tier 1 bottom lane, get some gold in our pockets. But man, I don't know, that first push, it looks like BetBoom are going to do it. My heart drops for them every time we see them, stumble a little bit. Another challenge appears in front of them. Like, oh, can we do this?
There's plenty of time for them to do that. It's more about sieging the last set of barracks. They didn't have too many problems killing the first and the second one.
That's true.
Let's see.
Xinkyu.
They want to go.
28-minute wisdom rune. Disruption on the clockwork. Save takes the rune, and Xinkyu. Well, these cogs, more of a cage that traps you in with a Sven rather than the other way around. And it's a situation XG don't come back and defend this, right? They just let the top lane fall.
Yeah, they might need to. We'll go for Tormi instead. So maybe Jetpack for our boy Clockwork, so he can get out of the trouble. He has it, so Ame will pick it up, because Lina also did get it. Omni did buy it. These are the shards that you want to buy. Reigns of Destiny was also there, so yeah, 100% for Ame.
So now he can jump to the end of his stick. Is there anything? Oh, it applies Primal Spring with 60% of the max channeling duration power where he lands.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that, actually.
a bit of damage and a bit of a slow.
Yeah, that's pretty nifty.
That has been like the recent thing added to the Monkey King, because before it was just, okay, you teleport to the end of the stick.
And before that was like a mischief buff, right?
Yeah.
Which didn't really see much play. Well, Xtreme Gaming, again, lose a top lane of barracks, doesn't seem like they're too bothered by it. There's kind of expectation here against a DP and a Beastmaster that you're going to lose some structures. BetBoom need to keep their foot on the pedal, though. Keep accelerating. This 15k lead, and it's got to grow bigger. Smoked up across the enemy triangle. DY and XM. Oh, XM's under vision. Right next to an observer ward. Spotted and slain.
That right now, the gold lead is increasing heavily. Every single death matters a lot, especially on a core. Monkey will get out of trouble, so Ame TP's back. He wants the prolonged team fight. He wants that Aghanim Scepter. It feels like they also lack a little bit of damage, so this Kanda needs to come online. Still relatively far away from it.
Meanwhile, GPK has just finished off a Parasma, so even more damage from the Death Prophet. And a Shield Rune bottled could be a pretty big deal here.
GPK having a blast of a game. 0 deaths so far, Dandelion Amulet, Shield Rune, as you said, status resistance, BKB, level 20 talent, more heal to come out from his Spirit Siphons.
And then we add in the pipe, the Mirror has almost got completed, and the fact that Roshan has just respawned. So many things going right for BetBoom. It seems like the wind has changed in favor Fortune favors the bold. That's the way around it goes.
Yeah. I will say, Gary, I don't think they will throw this one. I think BetBoom, they have it in the bag.
Have you heard of the words caster curse before?
Yes, done it so many times.
And you've done it again. Roshan's gonna get a rampage here in the Roche pit.
The roar.
Gaming. Just letting it go. So Aegis and the banner here for BetBoom.
Onto Tokyo was being pinged out because he's underneath the vision. Maybe they can get a kill on him. That'd be pretty big. Turn the tower, this kill into a tower, but nobody wants to kill this 58 HP tower in the mid lane.
Oh, Miero. Spotted out the Omni Knight. The Reign of Destiny coming onto XXS, but he's been purged up. A dragon coming to close him off, and a Stormhammer landing right on time. The glimpse was there as well. No fear they'd lose out on that kill. And his BetBoom strike. Omni Knight dead for 50 seconds. I'm going to push out top lane, but I guess ideally they want to be playing mid to bot. And that's why XM is now clearing out that bottom wave as quickly as possible. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Xingqiu spam some rockets into the mid lane. Try and get that creep wave as far away as possible.
Ame is going to be, like, massively tanky. If he pops Wukong's command, has that Vindicator's axe, gets stunned by Sven, he has, like, 60-70 armor.
Well, he's got to get his spells off. BKB now. Sven in the line of fire. Hook-shotted under the Wukong's command and dead the first time. Now you've got
LSA, can he land it?
You do have a BKB here for the Sven, and he's going to pop it immediately to get away from that Light Strike array as GPK goes deep into the Oracle. Oh, DY pops his stick. The Lotus is not enough to keep him topped up, and GPK with his BKB. It ends now, and a lot of damage coming his way, but a save from the disruption. Buys a bit of time, and the blink away from GPK. Beautiful to escape. Rocket Flares are still giving vision. Miero with his BKB gets away from another Light Strike array. No lost lives here from BetBoom apart from that Aegis. But Xtreme Gaming hold on to their base, which is pretty huge.
It is massive. DY used his buyback, but that's about it. And he died afterwards, but taking the Aegis down, and also if they manage to kill Death Prophet there, that would be pretty big. Ooh, look at Ame go. This Aghanim Scepter is causing a lot of issues because he's super tanky. It's about to prolong team fights, and the monkeys are gonna do the trick.
He's getting tankier and
Not
tankier
sure what
by
the
minute.
trick is, but yeah, they're pulling out some rabbits out of the hat, that's for sure. Keeping
Sleight
themselves alive in this game with 15, now 18k gold deficit, so good for them. He's thinking about what he wants to get on level 20. -7 seconds on Boundless Strike seems just so much better because you can get more of those in a team fight, and also with the Shard, it does allow you to, you know, teleport short distance.
Yeah, especially when you are that primary physical damage dealer. You're not really out there split pushing. You just want to be whacking people. Well, Xtreme Gaming are still stuck in their base a little bit. The entire world belongs to BetBoom right now, so they can farm multiple jungles, every lane, without too much fear. But is this a situation, like, I don't know, you get into the situation as BetBoom where you get Aegis, you're pushing high ground, you've broken one lane of barracks, and it feels like you should be able to just end the game. You get stopped, your morale is maybe broken a little bit, but you rally, you come back. Do you just wait for next Roshan now as BetBoom?
4 minutes, that's way too long. I don't think they lose too much, even if they lose like another fight. I think you need to keep going. With the draft that you have, use this Exorcism, use your Sven, deal some chip damage. By chip damage, maybe take another side, but the problem is gonna start once they start sieging the last set of barracks, so kind of difficult. Like, it's definitely inside their heads what's going on right now.
Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Just imagine, you know, Toronto, Tokyo screaming at everybody. Guys, it's just in your heads. It's in your heads. Don't focus on it. Just go. Push buttons, cast spells, kill heroes. Xingqiu right now pushing up bottom.
XM solo smoke outside of the base. There is an observer ward, so let's see if he decides to kill. It's catapult wave, so they want to go with that 35-minute mark, double catapult wave.
Mid lane shoved in. Top lane reaches the Radiant base, but BetBoom They're TPing back.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Wisdom
attack.
Rune. Gonna be grabbed by Toronto Tokyo.
Radiant are scanning.
They're not going for it, hey?
Xinkyu knows exactly where they are, and he's been using overclocking to scout things out, push out the waves, and as you said, they're not going. They want another round of items. It feels like they need, every single time we talk about the next set of items, it feels like they need it. So Lincoln Sphere queued up for Lina, that'd be pretty nice, so you can get initiated on, like we mentioned, the power of Lincolns against every single ability that they have on BetBoom. And then Omni wants his BKB. Scotty is going to be the next item of choice for Ame to reduce the healing. Great against Scotty, great against Dead Prophet, of course, and provide some slow.
It's just incredible that, you know, Dota is such a diverse game. We find ourselves in a situation where, you know, we can't read a draft. The heroes being picked are so sort of unusual in the combination they've picked together. And the game, you know, right now, 9-25, 18k lead. If you took this and showed it to my mum, she'd be like, yeah, BetBoom are winning. They've got this in the bag, right? They're ahead on kills, ahead on net worth. But when you're in the game and feeling it in the moment, you're like, this is a 50-50 coin flip game. Literally anything can happen. And maybe you even start edging towards Xtreme Gaming have shown in the past that they are good, exceptionally good, with these late game decision-making moments. And we are memeing a little bit about BetBoom and getting over that final hurdle, but there is reality to that.
Yeah, there definitely is some reality to it. After seeing Butterfly on Sven, Ame is like, okay, I need MKB, I need my own KB, so we'll get it, and then get Scotty instead. He was thinking about getting Refresher, just so that he has another BKB, another Gleipnir, and most importantly, another Wukong's Command once they decide to go and try to take them down. Big item outside of BetBoom, Aghanim Scepter on Disruptor, which means that you can't use items.
Very nice. He's got Smoke, Ninja Gear, Blink Dagger, all to help get him in position to use it as well. That mid lane is still 45 HP, huh? Like 10 minutes ago, you're like, this mid lane tower, no one wants to kill it.
Yeah, they have Fortify, so they can't save the tower.
Who's TPing mid? And GPK? Group up with the rest of the squad.
I love Xinkyu. He's having a time of his life. In the outer ring, sending out rockets. Now Timeless Relic, going into Octarine Core. Okay, interesting.
Timeless Relic Kaya. The rockets are so much damage. When he gets 20 talent, that's pretty nutty. Alright, we're at 40 seconds till Roche. Currently 1 minute 20 till daytime.
They're hunting them. They see where the rockets are coming from, the angle.
Well, XM might be the one they walk into. Oh my god.
Jetpack.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, Clockwork is getting away with his jetpack and hookshotting to the creep wave, trying to escape. Save has caught up to him, though. Meanwhile, okay, XM did TP out successfully. I'm just keeping my eyes on that, making sure the Lina survives. Because she was getting closed in on by Toronto Tokyo and GPK. Exo was used, though.
So let's see if they can get something out of it. Doesn't seem like it. Roche. Ooh, long spawn. This benefits Xtreme Gaming. They want to farm more. MKB being delivered. Let's see if they can catch them off guard right now.
Catch who or catch us off guard? I don't know what's going on anymore.
Radiant.
You just wait, Gary, until they get the items. XXS, level 18 on this Omni Knight. Kanda available with Shard, Blink, Hammer of Purity. He needs to get multiple rounds of this to be able to get the kills. And level 20 talent. Getting there close. Getting close to that one. So we'll lower the cooldown by 6 seconds. So pretty big.
No, nighttime, daytime. Nighttime, daytime. Bottom right corner. BetBoom realize Roshan has not spawned yet. And there's another 2 minutes to go that we know. Xtreme Gaming, there's a couple of ninja gears for the Oracle and Monkey King. The rest of them unable to smoke. Omni Knight has a ninja gear as well. 3-man smoke out of their neutral items. And the other two potentially visible, though, with Xinkyu and XM just trying to skirt the tree lines. XXS making this real bull rush charge all the way around and potentially wrapping around onto BetBoom. Scouted by rocket flares. Miero trying to hide away with his little smoke. The cloak for the Sven, maybe arriving onto the Monkey King with a roar on Ame. They can't get on top of him though, even with a static storm. They've blown up Xinkyu instead, but he buys back, and the Wukong's commander's down on Miero. GPK have to BKB and run away. A hook shot across. Who's it caught? The GPK DP. For the turn. Oh, the save. Omni Knight held up by the false promise. Nightfall struggling to do
Blinks
the damage
out.
he needs to.
Another
Heals
boundless from
save.
Ame.
Ame moves back in again. A double for the Monkey King. Miero's gone. Sven and DP still going around trying to
he's
get the
not
job
keeping
done.
out of
And
that
there
one.
we go. GPK kills the Monkey King at long last. And XM is left down here kind of stranded. GPK and Save turning around to find the Lina, but they've got no control to do it. While Xinkyu bought back, and he's being hounded by the Nightfall Sven. BetBoom.
Jet back in a
Team fight
second.
victory. Oh, Xinkyu. The dieback is not going to happen. Nightfall can't catch up to him. The Clockwork looks like he's out of there.
Oh, he's gonna stun himself.
The overclocking, the Storm Hammer following. It connects, but where's the Sven? He didn't come with it. He's miles away, and another jetpack is there. While XM, he's returned, thinking about continuing this fight.
Okay, no stun. That was the change. Never mind. But yeah, I want to see the damage by Monkey. 5.3k. It's just that Sven deals overwhelming amount of damage. They have nothing to hold them in place, so they need to just watch, try to delay as much as possible, pop Guardian Angel, pop this false promise to keep themselves alive until Sven BKB runs out, because he's just doing way too much.
Yeah, it feels like they need this hookshot Wukong's cogs to be together, or else the fight is kind of lost.
Hook shot.
Oh, sidestepped. Still cogsed up by the Clockwork. Toronto Tokyo drops the static storm. And XM's here from the left-hand side to ditch the damage from up on high. Gets the kill with Xinkyu. In the
Or
meantime,
Xinkyu takes it. Kaya Sanj, Timeless Relic. Rockets are dealing tons of damage. But yeah, I think they need the combo that you mentioned. They need Wukongs and they need Cogs. This is called Wukong's Command, where you're keeping one guy in place because he can't get out. Sven can also get out with Stormhammer, so that's not great against him.
yeah, just thinking about the last fight where there was 3-man Wukong's Boundless Strike, and then the DP and Beastmaster just BKB'd and ran away. And then there was no more play, really, from Xtreme Gaming.
They're definitely lacking stuns. Like that Gleipnir Wukong's was on 3 of them, but they just couldn't finish them off.
Aegis in hand for the Sven. And it was a refresher. Yeah, refresher shard over on the Beastmaster. And Roshan's banner in that mid lane by the Dire tier 3. Just making sure that all the items were accounted for. As BetBoom going to try and use this 4-minute timer on the Sven. Get another lane of barracks. All smoked up.
Big level difference. 27 on Sven. Monkey 23. He would definitely love to have level 25 for that additional Wukong's ring. But they're going through bottom. Miero. Also refresher shard available for him.
The Hawk gives up the game. The Hawk and the Boars. Scouted here as they jump forward, but Ame got off the BKB. Can they save him with a false promise or anything? They can. He turns and he fights. Toronto Tokyo down to XXS. Xinkyu getting battered
Needs that
and beaten.
Wukong's.
And GPK inside the Wukongs now. Oh, the heal's not
Still
enough.
gonna die.
The Monkey gonna die. Flies back immediately as the Omni Knight disappears. In the midst of the ghosts and summons from DP and Beastmaster. Xtreme Gaming, they're going to need XXS to respawn and buy back. Glyph is up. They've got a catch on Sven, but he's got Aegis, and he jumps back in again. Another bit of heal and save on Army with the Guardian Angel. The Monkey King banished. Oh,
This might be it, Gary.
Xtreme Gaming could be losing out here with the Monkey King dropping lower and lower. They chase forward and look to kill him off. He cannot mischief out of this one. Dead for 2 minutes time, and BetBoom. Have they done it? Have they slain the White Whale? Has Moby Dick been captured and killed? The final lane of barracks standing in that middle lane, separating them from Mega Creeps and potentially the game.
Seems like they're doing it. Without Ame, there's just not enough damage, and GPK sitting in the middle of a fight with basically 50 armor. Then he pops a Warcry, gets extra 20 armor, 25. It gets pretty ridiculous. That one gets dispelled. Roar, XM.
No chance. No chance for XM. Does have a buyback. Not sure what you're going to be able to do with it, though. Sven still has Aegis. And he's clearing out your buildings.
He bought the full refresher orb and refreshed everything, so has EXO, has BKB, and I believe it is time to call it. Nightfall in the old chat drops it and is like, yeah, we're pretty happy about this one.
GPK is high-fiving the NPC underscore Dota underscore good guys underscore tower 4 underscore top. Great high five from GPK onto a string of text. GG called, and BetBoom have got a win. Lacoste, at long last. The curse is broken.
Congrats. I mean, they definitely deserved this one. I feel like they deserved more wins. They deserved one win against Gaming Gladiators. That's for sure. Game 1 could have also been theirs. The second game managed to close it out, and I didn't curse them in the end. But yeah, very interesting overall drafting that came out from Xtreme Gaming. You could see, like, at the later stage of the game, what they wanted to do: bait with Monkey King, throw everything on top of him. But so many dispels: Aghanim, Scepter, and Shadow Demon, 2 charges. Sven with his Stormhammer, also some like zoning static storms that came out from Toronto, Tokyo, and then when he buys back, doesn't have BKB available, doesn't have Wukong's command. GPK, flawless game coming out from him, 10-0 and 19, didn't die a single time, and love the itemization that came out from him. You know, getting that early Witchblade, which he turned into Parasma later on, Kaya Sanj, having Timeless Relic, amplifying all that damage, Shiva's Guard in the middle of a fight, basically unkillable.
Yeah, it feels like DP is back into a good place now, where we've had
For sure.
a couple of games, right? Jabs and then GPK for Aurora, and now BetBoom, both, you know, mid lane and off lane, being a core position DP, giving you real drive. Whenever you're using this exorcism, you know, using it with purpose, I think, is the most important thing, and that's what, you know, GPK has shown here, getting exo kills into towers, into Roshan, time after time, and of course that is held up and helped by having a Beastmaster who does a kind of parallel job to that. You're pressuring and pressing lanes to give you those options where you want to take objectives. And of course, you know, having a Sven, which hits his mark 20 odd minutes in, he's ready to fight alongside you. It's pretty handy as well.
Yeah, just great stuff. Again, like BetBoom, they kept their composure in this one, and I assume in an interview we can ask them what's going on with them not being able to close out the games. What do they think it's the issue? And even in games where they have like 10, 15, 20k gold lead, they still seem to struggle having like a clear vision how to enter the fights.
Yeah, there's that kind of hesitation or feeling of needing to be a little safer, or wanting that, you mentioned in the game, right? +1 item, +1 item. That's when we're going to be able to close this one out. In the end, they did tie things up. One apiece here between Xtreme Gaming and BetBoom in best of 2s. You know, it's the round robin, so there's not going to be a third game, unfortunately, even though that would be a pretty exciting one, the way Xtreme Gaming have been drafting so far. You know, Juggernauts, Omni Knights, Oracles, some cool little, you know, tech draft to pull out some niche picks to counter certain things. And like you said, you could eventually see what Xtreme Gaming were trying to do. But I think props have to be given to BetBoom to just ignore that and say, hey, we play our game. We don't care about your bait and switch, your Monkey King trapping us into Wukong's command. You've got no stuns. We're going to run at your buildings with overwhelming steamroller push power.
Yeah, maybe they overcommitted with all these heals and stuff. Like Lina, just XM had a terrible game. They killed his tower with the second attempt, and then you have this Sven running at you constantly. He didn't get his Lincolns on time, didn't even have the BKB at the end of the game. Kind of hard to play a game like that. Unable to, like, Lina doesn't just want to farm. If you have Omni from the offlane who wants to farm, if you have also Monkey who wants to farm, and then Clockwork who's like jungling, you don't have the hero to play with.
I'll have a quick break, and hopefully someone from BetBoom will join us for a quick interview. We'll see you in a couple of minutes, everyone. All right, then, our favorite part, and it's time to break things down. And we've got an interview with one of the BetBoom players as they rounded out that best of 2 series with a victory against Xtreme Gaming. And who we got joining us? Who's on the line?
Hello,
It's
guys.
Nightfall. Hello, congrats
Hello.
on that second game victory. So for us, we've watched plenty of games, and I think the question both of us want to ask: the difficulties you guys have had, kind of pushing high ground and finishing games, has been something that we've seen. You know, you win laning stage, you win mid game, and then it comes to that last barracks or the last move. Is that something you feel as a team that you're struggling with? Like, do you feel cursed? You know, what's happening there in the boot camp?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like problem, but I'm not sure if. I mean, sometimes it's just like Dota right now. Like it's really hard. Like you have some advantage even like 20k, but it's really like so fucking hard to like push enemy high ground. And we a lot of games just like I mean, not even only from this tournament. It happened a lot like before. Like on every tournament we played, we like we have like, for example, 20 like 30k lead, but it's and enemy have only 1 or like 2 barracks remaining, and we just can't like push it because like at some point like minute 40 minute 40 like 35 they already maybe like get to their some items, or like we would like play bet one fight and they already like not weak, and they already like super strong on high ground, and then they just like scaling into late game, and that's it. But I mean, it's like, I mean, this first game is like win in my book, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we also thought that you guys have it in the bag. What went wrong in that game? Because you guys were kind of owning, and then it just suddenly stopped when Nyx Assassin got his items, when Viper became universal. What do you think was the problem?
I mean, there was some unlucky fights, like first when we had the edges on me, I think, and I just and it was like 10 seconds Aegis, and they just killed me, and my Aegis expired. It was like kind of lucky. I like kind of like didn't see that my Aegis is like 4 seconds, and like I use Thunder, and they kill me like without Aegis, like when I'm low HP. So we threw there, and then from that point, I think there was a couple more opportunities we had to win this game. It's like some. We pushed bot high ground, and it was only 1 barracks remaining on like top, and there was some key fights like with the edges, like when we just like couldn't really like win fight on their base, when they also speared me back. I don't know, like actually at that point, anyway, their heroes already like not weak at all, so it's kind of like hard for us, and we have to like play like perfectly. And I think we also like that was second opportunity, and we didn't win fight there. And then there was third opportunity, like when we like went on Viper mid and he had no buyback. If we would kill him, we would end game. Like there was my pike was CD like I think freeze like not sure, like maybe 2 seconds. My pike was cooldown, and I couldn't pike on top of him and give hits, so he survived without buyback. And also Centaur didn't press Stampede, so if at least me like have pike or Stampede uses, like we kill him and we win games there. But I mean, unlucky. What can you do?
Yeah.
It's like all the little
what
things,
can you
all the little
do?
unlucky things. I mean, we
I
had
want
a
to
patch
ask
back in
you.
the days. You go first.
I want to ask you, because you said, sieging the high ground, that this seems to be like still the most difficult thing to do in Dota, especially in this patch. With the patch coming out relatively soon, they said mid-April. How would you fix it? Like, what would you change so that it's not as difficult?
I mean, maybe you should like make like less buybacks available, like maybe like two like buybacks per game or something. So like when like they use buyback and, for example, defend some fights like on their side of map, so, like team with like buybacks will have like advantage. Like you have like, for example, free buybacks, and they have already 0 because they like lost fights. They I mean, were fighting outside of the base, and they used this buybacks to like survive, to like save the game, to save these fights. It's first maybe like limited buybacks amount for like both teams, so if teams losing like gonna be harder for them. And second, I guess also like some mega creeps buff will be nice, because like I remember back in the day you would get like mega creeps like 3-4 years ago, I remember, and like it almost like you get mega creeps, you can lose with mega creeps like 1 out of I don't know, maybe 50 or even 100 games. Mega creeps was
Yeah.
like really like strong, and like now I feel like mega creeps is like kind of weak. Like you get mega creeps, for example, minute like 40, 45, but it's like when earlier like it will be like I'd say like it was almost like 95% you like get megas, 95% you win, and now I can't even say it's like 20. I mean I can't even say it's like 80% that you win with mega creeps. It's even less than like 80,
Yeah.
because like
It's
Yeah,
pretty
I
wild.
mean they should probably like, yeah, it's like super wild, so they should probably also buff like this mega creeps. Maybe they like
do you
become
think?
really strong with like each minute, not sure.
Yeah, do you also think that glyphs are the problem, having these like multiple glyphs resetting and stuff?
I mean, glyphs are also the thing. Like when you sit on base and it's so hard to push like tier 2 towers, like you get like like so too much glyphs, and this glyph is also like very strong by itself. Like so, yeah, glyph is also the part of the problem. Why is the games in this
AoE
patch
tower.
so like long?
Yeah,
There's loads of
have to
stuff. Did
agree
you
with the
play
points.
6.83?
What do you say?
Did you play Dota in 6.83 patch?
Uh, 8, 6.8.
It was sniper juggernaut axe with the buybacks and the comeback mechanism. So I was
Oh,
wondering,
and
back then it was
when it was this OP sniper patch.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like you're pushing high ground, you're winning, you have like 30k lead, you push high ground, they win one fight and you lose. I guess it's
I
not as
mean,
bad nowadays, but we're getting close to that kind of situation, right?
yeah. I mean, how long it was ago? This patch was like 10 years ago or what?
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
not
calm
sure.
down. I know I'm
10,
old.
10 years ago, I mean, I didn't play like Dota, honestly.
Okay, it's kind of similar situation where it's hard to push high ground, and then they needed to change a lot of stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess my question
for
was kind
sure.
of tied to what Lacoste said. I would ask, what do you think of Roshan's banner? Do you think that should be changed?
I mean, Roger Banner is like kind of like meh thing. Like it's I wouldn't say it's like super impactful for game. I mean, you just get it and like I mean, you put it somewhere, but I can't really say it like impact game like much. Like I'd rather have like from, for example, like I'd rather get like cheese or like refresher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
yeah,
sure.
that's carry player
Lacoste?
mentality right there. No, I think did we wanted to ask him anything else? Yeah, I mean, you talked about the long games. Does it affect you as a carry player? Do you prefer to play these longer games? Do you think like it benefits you as a player, or do you prefer to play these like sub 40-minute games?
I mean, I'd say I like more when games when you end game like around like 35 to like 40 minutes. Like this is like for me like some optimal game time, and like team which leads like when they play properly, I feel like they should be able to like end game at least like at 40 minutes. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
mean, and for heroes and how I feel, I mean, it honestly like it's depends a lot of not really on me. It's like depends a lot on my hero. Like if my hero is like super good and like scaling really good into late game, for example, it's some void, or I don't know, like maybe like maybe some life stealer with like OP build in late games, then I like enjoy late game. But when I'm playing some TB and like my hero already kind of uses it in like super late game, I don't enjoy it. So
He's like, let's go push.
makes a lot of
Let's go
sense.
end. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. Congrats on that victory, and hopefully, curse is broken. You guys looking good, and finishing off games and looking strong now. It was great to watch you, kind of rally, come back in that game too. Show us what you're made of. Thank you, Nightfall.
thank you guys. Hope we win more.
Thanks so much.
See you.
Hope so too. See you next
Have a
time.
good night. Bye bye.
You can see, everyone seems super happy. They've won a game. They've finished one out against Xtreme Gaming as well, right? Okay, a bit of a quirky draft, but a morale boost for BetBoom nonetheless there.
Yeah, for sure. And I love talking to Nightfall because he's like, you can ask him a simple question, and the way he talks, you can say that he's just so passionate about Dota. He can talk, but he has a good career. If he ever wants to retire, to become one of the panelists, one of the casters, because important thing is you need to have that enthusiasm, and you gotta be good at the game. Well, that's not the most important thing, but you also you need to talk a lot. And we can see the schedule today that did happen, some of the results in the group. Everything's
1-1.
been tied. Okay. Just had
Yeah, I
to
think you're
double
right.
check that my eyes are not deceiving me.
Yeah, they are not. Yeah, I think we should be worried for our jobs. Me especially. You could hear how quickly he was speaking in English as well. English or Russian broadcast talent. Watch out. Lightfall's coming for you, coming for the jobs. Absolutely right. He's got a long career ahead of him. But there we go. Today all wrapped up. Day 2 of the group stage, the round robin here for the Elite League. As we end things with a 1-1, as we saw there on the schedule. And ties up our Day 2 broadcast. We will be back tomorrow with more Dota, plenty of games, streams, casters, all here for the Elite League. We'll see you next time.